the problem is with when you have a soft centre, when you're building on sand in the back, if you have a system which we managed to produce this season, and for the first 12 games of the league season, we were pretty much the best performing team in the whole of Europe in terms of our attacking output. No one, we were higher than Real Madrid even. But when that system fails, and it has failed for all the reasons we've started to discuss already and discuss in previous weeks, you're left then with a bunch of, as individuals, of defenders who aren't actually that good at defending. And that's when you have a problem, because that's when the system fails.
Being too kind.
You're going to concede goals. And so, it's, and we can't say this hasn't been coming, because every season since 2010-11 and under Hodgson, the defensive record is just abysmal. And I'm at the stage now where any defender who's been at the club more than 2 seasons should just be, I'm probably going to conclude defensive midfield in that as well. There's been enough attempts to fix this, and people have had enough time, and it's still going on.
Totally agree. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to forget about conceding goals, and we'll go to pressing in a minute. But we're going to stick with Lovren, because Darth has put together something.
If anyone's got a coffee to make, go and sit down. Don't be walking about or something while you're listening.
You're gonna get in for a bit of a shock on this.
Horrified. I nearly choked.
Sorry, boys. Right. So I thought, right, when I looked at the historical thing, there was, apart from that one season under Souness, right, we had 4 decades where we didn't have a single season in this top 10 of worst defences after 23 games. The 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties were not represented apart from that one season. So I was thinking, okay, so we've had some pretty average players in times gone by. So at what rate did we score goals, and with these average players in the team? Because, not everybody days gone by was Alan Hansen or Sami Hyypiä or Jamie Carragher. So I thought, really average Premier League stopper, see ball, head ball, like Dejan Lovren. And I thought, let's look at this average Joe from our past in a period where we underperformed as a club, and let's just to see what rate the goals went in when he played. So I picked Neil Ruddock. Now, Neil Ruddock, how should we describe him? Is probably one of the most disgraceful professionals ever to play.
Holy shit.
I think he was the one who coined the phrase "win or lose, we're on the booze," and they passed the pound down at the ball.
He invented the expected pint.
He's also one of the fattest players ever to pull on a red shirt. It is an absolute disgrace.
Hey, Moby wants that one.
But
he also had a decent left foot like Dejan.
Neil Ruddock made 109 starts in the Premier League for us. 109. I couldn't believe it. But the point about Neil Ruddock is, whatever we don't think of him, right? The team, when he played, the team won more games, lost less games, conceded less goals, scored more goals, had a better goal difference, and kept more clean sheets than when Lovren's in the team.
Holy shit!
It's genuinely.
And we'll put these out from the AI Under Pressure podcast. I got all the data, and for reference, I put Sami Hyypiä in just so we know what a good defender looks like compared to these two. And so, for example, Dejan Lovren, he's made 63 starts for us now in the league, 63, and his goals conceded per game is 1.27. It's 46 over a season. It's not good enough at all. Sami Hyypiä is 0.88. That's over 310 games. So between those two players, just as individuals, that works out as 16 goals more conceded in a season, or 16 less with Hyypiä. Now, the thing is,
32 goals conceded, we win the league.
Yeah. Come back to Neil Ruddock, right? He didn't play behind a super solid midfield destroyer. He played behind Jamie Redknapp and John Barnes most of the time. He wasn't playing behind like Marcel Desailly and and Didier Deschamps. He was playing behind those two. He was an extremely limited, slow player, and he had Phil Babb alongside him a lot of the time as well, to be honest. And the defensive record was still better with him than it has been ever since Lovren's been in the team. So I just wanted to put that out there for the context. It's just that it's a joke, and I think it's now officially beyond the joke. after Swansea.
And also for context, he played in a team that lost the league because of the defence.
Yeah,
it was very obviously that was the deficiency in the team, how bad the defence was.
Yeah.
And Lovren is worse than that.
Yeah. That Coventry game, the Gary McAllister corners, yeah.
I was there.
Yeah. We went and bought Bab and Scales and shit like that, didn't we?
John Scales was the best one of the three, definitely. And he wasn't that good.
No, he wasn't. I mean, you've got others in here. You've got Kavami in here as well with a 31% clean sheet percentage. But you know what? That's the only thing that Lovren beats him on.
Bjorn Tora Kavama, right? And one of the worst seasons we've ever had, 98-99, and the joint manager year, the year that was. It was a dreadful season, right? Even he's made 39 starts for us in the league, and he's conceded 1.08 per game when Kavama played. Lovren's 1.27 per game. It's pathetic. Anyway, let's move on.
Right.
While we're slaughtering Lovren, he's currently in the plus minuses. He concede while he's on the pitch. Liverpool concede a goal every 49 minutes.
This season,
we concede a goal with Lovren in the team every 49 minutes.
Nearly 2 goals a game. Nearly 2 goals a game.
For context, Matip is at 114 minutes. Lovren is at 69 minutes.
Still incredible.
It's mad. It's that's what you want in your defence, and we haven't played him. But let's hope he's playing soon.